Virgo season is really going to fortify these other energies into us. Hey y'all, welcome to Meryl's Mystic. I'm Meryl, and I empower witches, bitches, and dudes to complete themselves in order to have healthier soulmate relationships and more purposeful lives. And I'm also a tarot psychic medium, and I connect with the universe and the spirit world to bring you any messages that you may need to help navigate the ever-changing energy in on this crazy blue ball that we're flying through space on together. Welcome to my channel. If you've never been here before, I'm so happy you're here. If you've been here before and you're returning, I'm also happy you're here. Thank you so much for your support. Please be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, like, share with your friends, cross-watch. For the tarot scopes, I always recommend that you watch for your sun, moon, and rising sign. These are general readings, so the messages might not always land with you, and that's okay. You can leave them for someone else and wait for the messages that are meant for you. So today we are here to talk about Virgo season. Happy birthday, Virgos. I think we'll probably need a little bit of grounding after Leo season, although it was a really fun, fulfilling Leo season, and I hope that you got some of the Leo season magic in your world. And it's still time. There's still time. You can still go and watch your Leo season tarot scopes if you haven't. We definitely are going to have some of the fun, unapologetic energy carrying into Virgo season. So Virgo season goes from August 22nd, the evening of the 22nd, maybe the 23rd where you are, to September 21st. And so in the northern hemisphere, this is the end of summer and it is the end of winter in the southern hemisphere. And so Virgo season is a mutable sign, and mutable signs always come at the end of the earthly seasons. And then we have an Aquarius. Well, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. First, right before Virgo season turned to Virgo season, the evening before into the morning after, the 21st to the 22nd, is our second Aquarius full moon. And if you haven't watched the replay of the Aquarius full moon live, definitely go check out the energy reading for what the Aquarius full moon is. The second Aquarius full moon is bringing us. Leo season was bookended by these Aquarius full moons, and since it's literally pretty much happening the same day that Virgo season switches over, it's within the same 12-hour period that these energies are all transitioning. It's gonna carry a lot of that Aquarius energy, and some of the Leo energy that played with the Aquarius energy of being our unapologetic weird selves, no matter what it looks like on the outside. Some other dates that you'll need to remember is Venus went into Libra on August 16th and will be there until September 10th. Now, Venus rules Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus. And so when planets are always in their ruling sign, they affect us much more powerfully. And when Venus is in Libra, it really has us prioritizing our emotions when it comes to relationships, not just romantic relationships. And really, I feel like I just heard love languages. And so I could see that this is a time where we're really going to be exploring what our love languages are, and also how do we communicate that to others. The Venus in Libra will be helping us communicate our boundaries also. Any of these forms of self-love, or how we love each other, how we love each other, how we want to be loved, all that kind of stuff is really going to be stirred up for those couple weeks, or It's just under a month. Next, the Virgo new moon is Tuesday, September 7th, and there will be a live probably like that Friday or Saturday before. Keep an eye on my social media to find out. And then we will have our full moon in Pisces right at the end of Virgo season on September 20th, which is interesting because we're going to really have kind of like a very Virgo-y Virgo season, since the full moon, a lot of the time the full moon can kind of help break up the energy of the season and can give us a nice balance to it. But we're having these moments now where the full moons are coming at the end of the season, so it's kind of like a highlight. So I'm very curious to see how this Virgo season, how the next month is kind of, I have a feeling the energy is going to kind of build up to this full moon. So all this Virgo energy is really we're still playing off of the energy from the season before. It's the theme of this year. And we're coming off of this very strong Leo Aquarius energy from Leo season, and it's being brought into Virgo season by this last Aquarius full moon. The Aquarius full moon is helping bring over this Leo season energy that was really highlighted by these Aquarius moons, and this energy of being our unapologetic self, being, even if it looked weird from the outside, and really like accepting who we are. And from Cancer season we got like, what do we really want and who are we really? And now in Virgo season, it's really about like just standing in that place, standing in who you are. I think Virgo energy sometimes can be overlooked because a lot of Virgos can appear to be introverted, or they can kind of stand off in the back. They like to be supporting players. And because it's just after Leo season, which is a very expansive energy, there is more of a contracting energy in Virgo season. And I think Virgo energy and Virgos in general can sometimes be easily overlooked because they all appear always to like have their shit together. Isn't that nice? Wouldn't that be great? Which, I have a Virgo moon, and so I have noticed that people are like, man, you really seem like you have your shit together. I'm like, well, at least it seems like I do. Maybe one day reality will catch up. So, but the really valuable thing about Virgos and Virgo energy is that they're an earth sign, and that they're usually very solid people. They usually already know what they want and what they're working towards, and they seem to be able to effortlessly balance like all the parts of their life. And so we really, that's the part of Virgo that we really need right now, especially after maybe some of the transitions or sacrifices that you felt you've been making this year in order to really step into who you are and to show up as the fullest embodiment of yourself. We really need this, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Virgo season is really going to fortify these other energies into us. So you can still go back and look at your Leo season tarot scopes. You can even go back and look at Cancer tarot scopes, because you really needed to know what Cancer season was bringing you in order to tap into Leo season, and then in Virgo season, that's all getting fortified within us. So it really doesn't matter when you watch these things, you get the messages when you're supposed to get the messages. So it really is kind of it's just about, and the word boundaries kind of kept coming up, but it's more than that. We were already setting boundaries at the beginning of this journey, we've already had a lot of this energy of like setting boundaries, and this is more just the boundaries are already set. It's about maintaining them. It's about holding those boundaries. It's about holding ourselves accountable for the intentions that we've set, and not allowing ourselves or others to take advantage of that. So another piece of this about boundaries and holding ourselves accountable is our rituals and our habits. And this started coming up with the Leo full moon, that we really needed to start looking closer at not just like our rituals and our routines, because we all need routine in a certain way, but it's also like our habits within our routines and the things that we are doing on autopilot, and we just do them all the time because we're used to it, and a lot of that stuff like you have to continue doing. But we also should be recognizing maybe the habits we formed that aren't really serving us anymore. The routines we've created that aren't setting us up for success. So this is really about like self-responsibility, because that's another quality associated with Virgo, responsibility. They are an earth sign. They know how to show up. They know how to get things done. They know how to make plans. So they're can-do people. They just do it in such a subtle way that unless you have a Virgo close to you that you know, you probably wouldn't even like realize like who the Virgos are. I always feel like it's a lot of times earth signs always surprise you that they're earth signs. Because most earth signs have a good sense of humor too, but they're naturally supportive people when they're not in their shadow, at least. But we all have a shadow. It's for every sign. Every sign has a light and a shadow side. So we're trying to focus on the light side of this energy. But there's always lessons that come with this energy also. And that brings us to our tarot card of the season, which is the Hermit. Virgo is associated with the Hermit card in the Major Arcana, and this is part of like why I feel like Virgo can get a bad rap, because they can easily isolate and be introverted. But I know a lot of Virgos that once you get them out of their shell, they're like out of their shell and they're like, we're gonna do this now. And so with the Hermit, and this is really great for this season, because the Hermit is all about like learning also. It's represented by a masculine figure. And if you notice that they are actually on top of a mountain here, like looking down on creation. And then you see the light in their lantern, and then the staff is actually very symbolic also. Staffs have been used as symbols in all sorts of beliefs and religions for a long time, and it's a symbol of like the way shower, the leader of the person that knows the way. And then we have the like literal light representation of light, and that's also of idea. And the thing about the Hermit is that, knowledge is power for sure, and Virgo is not a dummy at all. I feel like it's very rare to find a struggling Virgo. We're all human though. And the thing about the Hermit is though that the Hermit has to come out of their cave eventually. You can't just like hoard all this knowledge and education to yourself. You have to share it eventually. That is like a big lesson and message of the Hermit. And when it comes to this Virgo season, it's really great because we're having it highlighted by this Libra in Venus, and we're carrying over our lessons from Cancer and Leo season. And so, and this has all been about learning about ourselves, really, and learning about like how we are with people, and how we are with ourselves, and how we are in the world. And now it's time to fortify that and stand in it. I see they're standing strong. They're looking down like, oh, there's probably some people I should let know what's going on. So it is about that, about being honest too about these things that we've learned about ourselves with those around us. So that's the general overview for Virgo season. Please be sure to follow me at Meryl's Mystic on all platforms so that you can dive deeper with me throughout the season. I do a live for the new moon and the full moon, and then those energy overviews will be posted on YouTube. Cool. Let's get into your teroscopes. Hi, Cancer. So good to see you. Thank you for being here. Let's see what Virgo season has in store for you. I hope that things are going to start settling down for you a bit, Cancer. Ooh, and indeed it seems like all the things that you've been through and all this hard work that you've been putting in is going to start paying off. Nine of Cups is emotional contentment. And this shows that you've been working on filling your cups, and that's what a lot of these messages have been for you this year, is about you and what you really need to be happy, and how you're gonna like tell the people around you what you need to be happy. And this is really great because the thing about the Nine of Cups is that, yes, right now they look like they did this on their own, but they didn't. There are two tarot decks that are the moment before and the moment after the current image in the card, and I always remember this one because the moment before is there's other people back here helping set up their cups, helping fill them, and the only way people can do that is if we ask them to help us. So I hope that you've been taking all of these messages and you've been opening up more to the people around you so that they can help you, because they want to be there for you. Your success is their success. So that's great. Yeah, that's a great first energy out the gate. Let's see what else we got going on. Ooh, the Fool in reverse. Okay. So, you're here, and you're like, oh man, I finally made it to this point. This is where I wanted to be, like, cool. Like, and then you might be doing what a lot of humans, that's a very human thing to do, is like, okay, what's next? And the Fool in reverse is like, well, hold on. Hold your horses there. We're not quite complete here. Like, yes, this is a great place to be. You finally made it to a point where you wanted to be, where you're feeling better about yourself, but it's still not the end. It's still the 9. The 9 is, the 9 is completions, but in the minor arcana, there's still, like, the 10, and then, and then we evolve even more. So it does feel like the Fool in reverse is trying to be like, okay, so you made it to this point, so now it's time to be there. It's time to be where you're at. And I know that we've reached this point before, so that you could figure out what you wanted and what you didn't want. Was you were supposed to just be where you were. And now you are supposed to be where you are in the good. Like, just really sit there and find gratitude, find appreciation, like soak in like the emotion of it, like in the peacefulness, like revel in the peace and calm that you have cultivated. just be. Just, you've worked so hard to get there. Just be where you are. Okay, so after that, there's no need to start any new projects right now. Again, Ace of Wands. So again, there's no need to start anything new right now. It's the Ace of Wands, the King of Wands, and then the Eight of Wands. So there is movement on its way, but not right now. Okay? So it's funny, it's like they want you to know, like, you're cool right where you're at. You don't need to do anything extra right now. And if you're like, okay, but what's going to be next? Like, what do I need to work on next? What's the next project? Well, you will have a chance to connect with whatever really lights you up on a creative and, like, passionate level. Like, if you've been having a hard time finding... Gosh, what is on my shirt? I think it's deodorant. Sorry. If you, through this journey, you haven't quite connected with the creative, passionate, spiritual part of you, that is kind of the next... It seems like you've been working on your physical, where you are physically, where you are emotionally, and, like, the next chapter is going to be really figuring out, like, what lights you up, what are you passionate about, what are your, like, art projects going to be, what are your hobbies going to be. We're getting to get out there more again. So, like, what do you want to do? Do you like to go hiking? Do you rock climb? Do you dance? Like, do you need a book club? Like, what are these things that you can do that are literally just for you, that don't have necessarily an outcome? These are the things that help cultivate your soul and your connection to the world and to spirit. Because you have the Ace of Wands, and then you have the King of Wands in reverse also, where it just feels like we're just not quite ready to go there yet. But you are going to go on this next journey. Like, you have the beginning and the end. So here's kind of your next journey, but it's like, not yet. You can start thinking about these things for sure. Start thinking about them. I mean, even if you want to go try some stuff out, that's fine. But they also want you to, like, be where you're at for Virgo season. Like, be where you're at. Especially if you found this contented place, because if you're experiencing, like, a low point, like, in the energy, you need to relax into it and not push things forward too much, because it's on its way. There are things happening for you that you cannot see that is preparing for this next part of your journey. And the reason why they want you to just wait is because once it starts, you're not going to be able to stop it. And it's going to come fast, and you need to be ready for it. So they're trying to get you prepared. Because once it takes off, that's it. Oh. More action. Once you make that decision to do the thing, you're just going to have to, it's just going to take you. And you're just going to get to go do it. And you're not going to, these are like the action cards. Like, whoo, we're going there. We're making it happen. So it's on its way. But you got to let it come to you naturally. Don't force it. And don't force the end of the chapter you're currently in. I can't believe that they're like, okay, we'll give you a little sneak peek of the next chapter. Like, I feel like that never happens. They're like, no, be where you're at. Like, they do. They want you to be where you're at. But for some reason, Cancer, you need to, like, know what's coming in order to be where you are now. And they also want you to be prepared. And they need you to know why you're not forcing it, because once it happens, like a rocket, it will be just movement. So when you start this journey, you have to really make sure that you're starting something that you absolutely love to the deepest part of you, with every fiber of your being, that it's something that you want to do, that you can't live without, that you have to light you up. And right now, in this energy, you could pick any path. Oh, this sounds good right now. Let's just do this. Or this sounds nice. No. Nay. When you make the decision, you have to make the decision. And it's just not time right now to make that decision. Okay? At least give it to Virgo season. At least give it till the full moon. The Pisces full moon at the September 20th. Queen of the Moon Oracle card. So if you need more detail about this situation for you, you let me know. Because I would like to know what you're trying out also. I'd like to know what's going on. Give me all the tea. I don't get enough tea over here. A jumper. Ooh, assessing. Perfect. You're gonna be assessing what that thing is for you, because once you decide it, that's gonna be the thing. So take your time deciding, and it's a 9. We started with a 9. Where's my book? Book. Oh, under there. Assessing. First quarter moon. It is time to assess your current position. You must make sure your blind spots are revealed and that you are honest with others and yourself. This is perfect for you, Cancer. Sometimes a hard decision is the best decision. You should be able to assess and move quickly based on that assessment. The affirmation is, I am enjoying moving and choosing, moving and choosing. You have begun your journey, and now it is time to assess where you are and what to do next. You have made a decision. You have worked and walked the path for some time, and yet you understand that in every journey, it is a wise action to check the map. Sometimes we go along a pathway and we keep going even if it seems like that way is no longer the right way for us. Sometimes we feel we have gone too far to turn around, and so we settle on a journey and destination that doesn't really suit us or satisfy us. However, if we had just had some courage, we could have reassessed as we went and perhaps ended up somewhere else, somewhere better. Now is the time to look carefully at all aspects of your life, especially the areas in which you have set some intentions or goals. Ask yourself, do I still want these things? You should be asking yourself that for the last couple months, Cancer. Do I still want the same end results? If the answer is no, ask yourself what you can do to maintain momentum and head toward what you now desire. Although it doesn't seem terribly glamorous, assessment has a high payoff for us if we bother to do it well. Doing it well means we really look hard at how things are going. All of us have some kind of blind spot, so it's worth exposing this by consulting a trusted friend or finding where negative repeating patterns are and looking for the cause. Shining a light on the blind spot and taking action to shift it is one of life's big catalysts of change. Companion stone, azurite. So for you, Cancer, they do want you to go slowly. You can take some action, but go slowly. But again, it said assess where you are now in order to make the next decision. And give yourself some time to make that decision. This Virgo season is the perfect time, and it keeps, these readings keep bringing up or validating that we need to be looking at our patterns and habits also within this, okay? Cool. Oh, I thought I was talking for a lot longer than that, but I guess not. Like, your messages were just like bing, bam, boom, in and out. All right, Cancer. Good luck. Let me know what happens, and I will see you for Libra season. Bye.